Hello again. This is Vildra. I am back and it's time for another Reno, and I'm thinking of doing this one, which I presume has 3 bedrooms. We'll see. It does. It does. I'm going to start with the outside as usual. Let's look at the roofing. I don't get this, making the roof sort of eaveless and putting a huge trim, wall trim. Can I remove the wall trim? And this again. I'm not going to deal with that. Hello? No. Oh, that can be like that. Okay, so this is a white house with grey and brown. I think the grey is fine, but the brown is not nice. Can I? No, I can't. But of course not. It's this one. Let's make it white instead. Was there a gate? Well, there's none that fits. I guess there wasn't then. Okie dokie. Let's see what we've got. How much is this house before I start changing stuff? 57. Well, then we got something to work with. That's good. And I decided to do quite a lot with this house. It is one of my favorite builds so far, actually. Well, in fact, I think I get better at it as I do more of them. I do try to keep them sort of true to the style on the exterior, but I go increasingly bold on the interiors. And this house has 3 young adults sharing it. So I felt, why do they have these granny furniture and fixtures? So I'm going to change quite a lot in this house. But I'm not changing the floor plan, though. I was fiddling with this fence, and I wondered how come they get 3 posts on that side and not on this side. And I tried desperately. I thought maybe they made the fences in increments to get the posts and then pull them together. But that didn't work, because when I added another piece of fence, it sort of disappeared. So I decided to, well, just roll with it. The stairs needed to be white, of course, and the flooring, because there was too much different colors going on. And I don't like those chairs. I switched them out for some wooden chairs instead. And then I looked at the yard inside the fence and thought, what do you do here? And they don't really need a second sitting area. They have that on the patio, on the platform there. So I gave them a couple of lounge chairs instead and cleaned it up a bit. I will get back to the garden at the end, but it's very empty. It's called Garden Essence. It should be full of flowers and stuff. And also some more trees perhaps. And more stuff in front of the house. I wanted to try out... that door felt a bit pompous. And also it's 3 wide, so you couldn't center it in front of the stairs, which bugged me. Slight OCD, I think. Some things bug me, like doors not being in front of stairs, and also curtains not attached above the window pane instead of straight on top of it. But I needed to find a door that was too wide, so it would center in front of the stairs. Or move the windows, as I did there. But the stairs are only too wide, so the door needed to be that too, I felt. Well, I decided on that door, and for a bit I thought I'd keep the sort of white frames with blue inside, which is also on the patio. But there's a problem with having colors on doors and windows, and that is that, well, it might look great on the exterior, but it also shows on the inside, and then it kind of limits what you can do on the inside. If you have a big blue door, well, that can ruin the entire color scheme on the inside. So I think I will change everything to white eventually. There's also a window missing there, clearly. They made a nook with windows, but only 2, not 3. I think I will fix that later as well. And the lights next to the door, so high up. I get it if you put a light above the door in the center, but if you put a light on the side of the door and then put it almost up at the ceiling, now everything is white, so I need a color for the house. And I was playing with the idea of having it grayish brown, but all the other neighborhoods look like they're totally white. But I felt, nah, we need color, and why not the in-your-face yellow color, because it sort of brightens up the whole street. There's a red and a pink and a blue, and it needed something bright, so yellow it is. And then I changed all the windows to white, of course, and the doors. I think I'm ready to jump into the interior soon. And they had this huge bar. Bring some light into it because it's dark like all the base game houses. And I don't like those curtains, I really don't. But these wooden counters and island counters, and I mean, it looks dated. It looks like something your grandmother would have. It has to go. Well, the green sofa isn't totally old-fashioned, but the curtains ruined it. And what's with this? Red walls and turquoise furniture and toddler stuff. It felt like, okay, these people moved in here, but this is not a style that fits them. And they have this huge bar. They're obviously party people. They need something cooler. My first idea was to go with blue and the black counters, then the bar didn't come in that combo. So I decided to switch it out, and then they only had small bars. So I filled it up with counters. No tap. But I just simply switched the colors to a different swatch initially. But I don't feel these counters. Not in a house with young. I mean, if it had been elders living here, they could have kept the brown counters, but it's not. I'm turning things black. I'm gonna fall in the black and white theme again. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. It is my favorite. Black and white and industrial look is what I like. I really like that leather couch, but on the back side it's a huge wooden box, and also it's not black, it's grey, which incidentally the border of the rug is as well, but that's not as annoying as wanting a black couch and getting a grey one. This is the way I work always. I put out all the possibilities, and then I take out the ones I don't like, or the ones I like the least, until I'm left with one. But then I realized in this case that I made a mistake, because it's a wooden box on the back side and it's grey. But it becomes obvious when I put out a black coffee table. This won't work. We need black. So this it is. And some armchairs. And off with those stools. And my favorite stools are in base game. And my favorite industrial lamp is also, ceiling light is also there. So I felt, oh gosh, I can make an industrial kitchen. And I do so love these counters. I really do. But they're white on the backside. Why? Couldn't they have been dark grey or black? And the same with the cabinets. They're white. It ruins it. When I do these kitchen, either I can't have an island, and I can definitely not have cabinets or cupboards. At least not that. No, I can't have any of them, because look at them, they're white. It totally ruins that feel of a dark wood kitchen. I wish they would change that. I would want them to be black and metal. But the drawers are sort of metal-ish. You can't do this with an island. I actually did in my SIMS own house in the Rags to Riches I'm doing on Dream Home Decorator. But I darkened everything else as much as I could to compensate. But it's still that white. It's an eyesore. And these curtains can't be placed. You can't align them to the walls. If you want to move them to the side to cover the whole window on the side, it sticks out through the wall. What's with that? So those curtains don't work, and I think I will realize that these counters and this bar won't work either. I need black stuff. I'm gonna fall deeply into the black and white theme on this Reno in this room. I will not keep that flooring though. I'm struggling with the walls and flooring in the kitchen area. Really hard to find anything, because I like the bricks, and stone, but they all look too outdoorsy somehow. I'm after the industrial look, but I get sort of, we brought the outside inside instead. I don't know. I decided to switch out the counters again because I found black ones that well, they were black, and they came with a big bar, so they get their tap back. And I'm quite happy I did, actually, because I wanted a black kitchen. I did soften it up a bit, though, by changing the color of the stove and the fridge, because with the black counters they looked really grey, and I wanted black. But I think this looks a lot more modern than what it was before. Back to the arduous search for flooring and walls. This will take a while, but I'm going bolder in this room than ever before. And perhaps it is not everyone's taste, which I fully understand, if so. But I really like the end result of this room, this whole house, actually. I'm very pleased with it, and it feels so satisfying being limited with the items and still manage to change stuff into something I wouldn't mind to live in myself. It feels really rewarding. You can do a lot of things with the base game items that I didn't know of. I do keep looking for stuff that I know is in the game that turns out not being in this pack, but these tiles, these are one of my favorite tiles ever. I use them so much. They're great. They're this lovely charcoal grey color. I love them. They're gonna stay. But the walls, I think I will revert to my favorite half tile once I give up on the stone. I think I will do something else in between, because and my favorite lights. I wish these industrial lights came in a longer version, so you can have them hanging lower over an island or a bar. They're lovely. I love them. I like that industrial look. And back to the curtain problem. I think I will have to keep it simple and do the white ones, these ones. I struggled with the placement here because I am nerdy about this. I want them to stick to the wall, not the window frame. And I want them to stick to the wall right above the window frame. And I figured out later that these problems, they appear when you all place the windows sideways. It's no problem if you let them snap and then just adjust the height with the 9 key. But if you move them sideways, you get this issue with them refusing to go anywhere you want them. They just snap. So I think it was in this build I figured that out and changed how I place the windows. Sorry, I had to hydrate and cough a bit. There I found my tiles, finally. Now I need to find wood, wall and floor colors, and this is where I go crazy. I think I make the floor black And in a few minutes I will make the walls black as well. And this might not be everyone's taste, but I think it looks absolutely awesome. And it makes the white rug really pop and the white curtains really pop. That looks like it's got black paneling in the catalogue, but it's actually dark brown when you put it up. Really disappointing. I think that was one of the reasons I went with black walls. I think it looks great. I'm gonna pick one. This is also one of my absolute favorite lights, but the trouble here is that by default it has a yellow light, and that ruins everything because it makes the rug look yellow, it makes the curtains look yellow, it makes the door look yellow. I wish the default color of the light in all lamps was natural light, because here I can't go into live mode and change it. It would change the look of the entire room when you do. Luckily, I realized that I can actually just move into the household where I'm doing a reno for the next reno I do, and then move out again, so I can actually do these things, because it has bugged me in every reno I've done, because almost all my favorite lights have a default yellow hue, which it ruins all the colors, all of them, sadly. But that's something you can fix yourself if you choose to download this. I could perhaps go back and do it and re-upload, but there are so many new renos to do. And I also need to work on my Let's Play, because the next expansion is coming out soon, and I want to do a Let's Play on that, so I need to finish the one I'm working at, which I'm close to doing, actually. She is rich as a goblin now, because I did all the expensive renos. And I just need to finish the Mansion Baron aspiration. I think I'm max level by now, but I haven't edited all the videos yet, but they will be coming up shortly. It takes longer to edit than to actually record it, sadly. And recording is much more fun since I'm playing then than editing. But that's how it is. I do like sharing what I do. What's with this light? The robot thingy? It's a kid's item. I don't get it. I figured since I saved so much space in this using this lovely bunk bed or loft bed, I could fit some seating in here, like a love seat or an armchair. And it will be black, of course, but this will not be a black and white room. There is blue on the bedding, and it's a sort of greyish blue that I really like. So I will try to pick that up in the walls and rugs. It's hard. Things don't match the way I would like them to match. That bookcase, for instance, in black is not black at all, so it will have to go. Well, it's compromises. Everything is compromises all the time, so that's just how it is. I could even fit an ottoman. And I used that black leather chair. I think I will go with my favorite dark blue walls here. These. I have to look at more options first, because that's how I am. But I think I will settle on those, because they are my favorites and they fit. Well, they almost fit. The bedding is slightly more purpley in the hue, but You have to settle for good enough sometimes, and I did here. And that rug is also a bit of a compromise, but it's got multiple blues in it, so it doesn't clash. And I love that palm, potted palm, but it's so wide. It clips into the walls unless you put it in the middle of the room, and that limits the possibilities to use it. And then the lovely base game door. I considered for a bit having black doors, since the whole hallway has black walls, but that would affect all the rooms. So all the rooms would have black doors, and the other rooms won't have black interiors, so white doors it is. This had a lot of turquoise, and the toddler bookcase, and the kids painting and mirror. So I decided to go with the turquoise because I really liked this color of the base game bed. And it was all items that didn't have much wood on them, so I felt it worked. But that rug is hopeless. I'm gonna use another rug, which I like, but which clashes a little. But still, it's a compromise. It's a tad too green. I wish it had been a better match, but it's the same with the curtains. They are at least the same sort of color, but lighter. But, compromises. And that bookcase, it's not the same as, it's white washed wood. It's not the same as the bed frame, but, well, I should have moved in that desk closer to the wall. I don't think I did. That was careless of me. I wanted to have something on the wall, and since these are young adults, they look like they're 20. They would like to have something nice on the walls, maybe some posters or something. Mural would have been great fun, but it was too big. And the sad clown, well, no. That one has a bit of aqua color in it, and that one breaks it off completely, so I think I'll use those two. And I also, when I put in a bookcase, I kind of tend to want to have an armchair by the bookcase, so you can sit and read that. That mirror would have worked, actually. But there was no floor space, so I had to find something else. And there was, of course, nothing, so another compromise. I used small mirrors, and instead I used 3 of them, and at different heights. I've done that several times in other builds and in other gameplays as well. Adding another armchair. It doesn't have the right wood color, but what are you gonna do? I think bathroom is next. I do not like this tile. Well, at least not in this color. The combo of beige and blue doesn't appeal to me. And yet again, the grandmother counters, they had to go. And I think actually that triangular side end counter works quite well. And I'm making things black. It's gonna be a black and white bathroom for sure. I think I'm going to use my regular favorite tiles that I'm so happy are in the base game, or I would be lost on the bathroom. These and the Realm of Magic ones in white and grey are my absolute favorites. Struggling with curtains here. Usually you don't have these big hanging curtains in a bathroom. But there is really nothing that fits. First of all, there is no curtains in black. And what few there are either covers the entire window and look grey, like this one I'm going to try soon. And what's the point of having a window if you're going to cover the entire window? I mean, okay, if you're making a home cinema or something, or a photo studio, but the point of windows is to let the light in. I think I will settle for this because at least it leaves a gap at the bottom. I would have wanted this, but in half the length, but there is no such thing. I think there was basically nothing I could keep in this room, except maybe the bookcase. It was old Granny's stuff. I wanted to keep the pink because obviously there was someone living there who liked pink, and I thought pink and grey might be good. But, well, the rest had to go. And yet again, I think Peacemaker will save the day. This bed is expensive. This is a good bed, I think, compared to the base game ones. So this one gets the best night rest. I have to remember this dresser for other Renos. It's got that nice industrial look that I like. I've used the bed stands in a later Reno, but I didn't remember there was a dresser to match. And that bookcase also kind of matches. I have to make a mental note of that. Here comes Peacemaker and saves the day. Kind of need a full-length mirror if you're not going to have a dresser, but I wanted the side table as well, but it didn't work with that mirror. I like that thing at the bottom, but well, it looks weird when you raise it up, so I had to switch it out, and I compromised again and picked this one. I actually kept the floor here. I felt it kind of worked with the legs on the Peacemaker table and wardrobe. Now for walls. I like this one. It's rosy and sort of a cold pink. I have a hard time with the warm pinks. I prefer the ones in the cold end of the spectrum. Needed to find a rug, and I went with this one. It's more colorful, more saturated colors, but it's still in the same side of the spectrum. So I think I'm keeping that. Yet again, a hard time finding stuff to put on the wall. But I felt that one, it matched sort of the grey on the bed frame at the same time as it had a little pink in it. And a little clutter. And curtains, of course. And again, what to do? I guess I'll have to go with white. Or grey. Or grey and white. Yeah, I think I went with that. And those placed without issues because I let them snap and just adjusted the height. I changed these ones now as well and let them snap. I think the curtains will go on easier. Yes, now I can just raise them. It's so frustrating when you press the 9 button and nothing happens. There. Now it is as I want it to be. And I forgot the curtains in here. But there is the white and grey, which it's sort of greyish blue or bluish grey, so it fits both with grey and with blue, which is handy. that light also has a yellow hue. Not that one so much, but I wish I could have gone. And this one, this has a really yellow hue. It looks totally different when you change the color of the light. I will do that in the next Reno, where I do the pancakes house. I use that light a lot, and it's so different when you change the color of the light. I wish I had thought of that when I did these first ones, that I could just move in with the households and then move out when I was done, so I could both play test and actually do things in live mode. But that's how it is. I always put oopsie-daisies around the trees and the trunks. I do tend to use brown terrain paint like they do here, although not as excessively as they've done in the in-game houses. But I like to sort of soften the brown impact by adding oopsie-daisies around the trees. I really like that. And also I like for hedges close to the house to be close to the house. Avoid clipping, of course, but still. And I thought it could use a bright pink tree to liven up the neighborhood. And then there was the huge backyard, which was largely empty. And since it's NPCs living here, unless you download this to live in yourself, there were empty planter boxes, and they were never going to grow anything in them. And it's the place is called Garden Essence. It needed stuff in the garden. I added some lavender here, and I will add some stuff around the edge of the house inside the fence, and some fence on the actual patio, which I also thought it needed. And so I found some bushes with small red flowers that kind of looked like it could have been berry bushes with, well, maybe raspberries or something. So I put those in the planter boxes, and a little something around the house. But I think that is the last things I do here. I think there will be screenshots after this. We will see. But I'm really happy with all the rooms in here. Oh, I added a couple of trees as well. Slim ones that doesn't take up too much space for when you're in the garden. Now I go to upload it, yes. So this is on the gallery, and I will put a link in the description for it. And if you want to look at any of the other houses, my origin ID is Vildra. And look, isn't it awesome? I mean, you can have black walls and floor. It works. At least I think so. But maybe it's taste is different. So this is my taste. And this, I think this came out really nice as well. I love this blue color on the walls, and I do love the black. We know that. And this is not so bad either, I think. The rug clashes a little, but I can live with it, I think. Yeah, I think it worked out. Simple bathroom, black and white. And this is not too shabby either. I think it's much better than the old-fashioned stuff she had before, the grandmother stuff. Well, this is the end, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!